How to have a healthy sex life in your marriage. Intimacy doesn't have to be a daunting task. In this video I will share with how to have a healthy sex life in your marriage. Before we dive into it, please don't forget to give a thumbs up to this video, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're ready, let's go. First, let's define what a healthy sexual life is, or what are the signs of a healthy sex life. It's difficult to define a healthy sexual life. Is it a good thing to have sex once a month? What if you only have sex a couple times a year and you and your spouse are happy? There is no universal notion of a healthy sexual life. What matters is that you and your partner are both happy and pleased. The only clues are consent and pleasure. Ask yourself, is this sustaining me in some way? If so, you're on the correct course. If not, consider, what would make it better for me? Don't be concerned if you and your spouse suspect anything is missing in your sex life. Sexual problem can be treated with kindness and instruction. It is difficult to maintain a healthy sexual life. Couples fall into a routine, and life becomes hectic. When you include children and busy careers, it's difficult to maintain any kind of intimate relationship. But, no matter how difficult, it is necessary. Good sex keeps couples happy and connected. Fortunately, there are tried and true ideas and strategies for keeping that flame alive. Here is everything you need to know to have a healthy sex life in your marriage. 1. Focus on yourself. To have a positive relationship with others, whether physical or emotional, we must first concentrate on the most essential relationship of all, our relationship with ourselves. Improve your relationship with your sexual self-esteem. With your sexual self, focus on becoming your healthiest full self. Try writing to identify any hang-ups you may have and then give those areas of your life some TLC. If you discover that you are holding any sexual shame, now is the moment to recognize and address it while working through it. The resulting confidence will spread, lifting all external relationships. 2. Communicate openly. Communication is key when it comes to having a healthy sex life. Discuss with your lover what you want, how much sex you want, and even how and where you want to have it. Discuss what turns you on and what turns you off. Many couples avoid the topic because they don't want to offend their partner or accept that something is missing. But keep in mind that nothing can be addressed until it is openly discussed. Work on improving your ability to openly discuss your feelings about sex. Speak up when your partner does anything that feels nice or bad to you. Talk about sex when you're not in bed and not naked. As a result, the dialogues will become a more frequent and natural part of your life. Talk about sex with the same ease you talk about food and sport. That will reduce the stereotype around the subject. 3. Educate yourself. You must first understand yourself before you can tell your lover what you enjoy. Learn about sex and discover what they enjoy. If you don't know what you want in bed, educate yourself. Take classes and workshops with your partner. Masturbate. Watch porn. Follow sexologists on Instagram to receive thousands of free tips every day. Self-discovery is critical. Spend some time identifying your turn-ons and turn-offs and experimenting what feels good to you. 4. Don't judge. You both need to feel safe in order to open up and have a healthy sexual life. That includes no judging, either yourself or your spouse. Sex is sex, and there are hundreds of ways to have sex. Focus on how you want to feel, not on how the actions are judged. 5. Don't make it a measure of your love. It's also unrelated to how much you love each other or how dedicated you are to the relationship. You must foster connection and enjoyment. It will not fall from the sky, and love will not be enough. You must make it happen. 6. Work through resentment. If your sexual relationship has been marked by a lack of communication, judgment, and blame, one or both of you may be harboring resentment. This is also true if one of you feels unequally treated. One spouse may be frustrated of having to bear the greater load, whether it's the emotional baggage of a dwindling sex life or the physical responsibility of always being the one trying to resuscitate it. There is no way around dealing with your resentment and healing it. You must work both individually and as a partnership. It takes time and effort, but it is well worth it if you want to keep the relationship. 7. Build trust. Sexual well-being suffers when trust between two people deteriorates. If there is an unresolved trust issue, it must be reconciled and mended. Open conversation, empathetic honesty, and possibly the assistance of a therapist can all help. Ask yourself if you actually want to be in this relationship. It takes both persons committed to doing the task on more days than not. If both of you are on board, you may start exploring the 12 types of intimacy and what each of your requirements is. You can collaborate on working on each of the categories as you identify what you want more of and listen to what your spouse wants more of. What you'll discover is when emotional intimacy and communication intimacy improve, so does intimacy, because all of these are based in trust. 8. Relax. One of the most common reasons couples quit having sex is that they are too stressed and anxious to enjoy physical intimacy. While removing stressors entirely may be unrealistic, for example, quitting your job, there are ways that can increase your resilience and responsiveness to such stimuli. Meditation, mindfulness practices, being present, and breathwork have all been shown to reduce stress. Controlling those stressors may have a good impact on one's libido. 9. Be active together. We are all aware that a good workout not only relieves tension but also produces an endorphin rush, resulting in a more upbeat mood and positive outlook. However, incorporating your spouse in the activity can offer its own set of advantages. Doing something active together brings you closer together. You're both striving to be your healthiest selves, which is a turn-on. 10. Compliment each other. When it comes to your marriage, flattery may go a long way. Who doesn't feel all warm and fuzzy inside when their lover recognizes something great about them or expresses their admiration for you? This builds confidence and validates that you're doing an excellent job of being yourself, which improves all aspects of self-esteem. 11. Flirt with each other. That's right, we're going back to the beginning of the relationship, when casually flirting with each other was the most exciting experience. Who doesn't want to feel loved or wanted? Flirting can revitalize your relationship. It will also remind you of the early days when you couldn't wait to get your hands on each other. 12. Kiss. When a couple's sex life is on the decline, kissing is usually the first thing to go. Make a point of reinstating it into your regular routine, gradually increasing the frequency and duration of your kisses. This type of physical touch is essential for developing trust, independence, and enjoyment in a relationship. 13. Engage in casual, non-sexual touches. Building a life together can lead to an underestimation of the impact of simple touch. Holding hands, caressing your partner's back, walking with your arms around each other, or cuddling while watching a movie are all ways to maintain physical touch without resorting to intercourse. It establishes connection and trust by demonstrating that you can touch each other without the expectation that it will lead to sex. This is especially significant if physical touch is one of your love languages. 14. Be spontaneous. Long-term relationships can get repetitive, and it might feel like every day is the same, which is boring. You get so used to being around each other and seeing and experiencing all aspects of their lives that you start to feel more like roommates than life partners. It doesn't have to be something large, just changing up a few minor things can make a significant difference. 15. Make foreplay a priority. We've all heard the comic anecdotes about non-existent foreplay in marriage, and they're mostly true. Foreplay is quickly forgotten when couples get into a habit. As a result, There is no longer any development of excitement or arousal, resulting in less enjoyable sex. This is especially true for those who experience responsive want, rather than spontaneous desire, where seduction is a big component of pleasure. You can't bake a cake unless the oven is preheated. The same is true for foreplay, it is required. 16. Share fantasies with each other. Sharing your own desires with your spouse might open up a whole new realm of pleasure. While this may be frightening at first, it is a wonderful way to grow and strengthen your relationship with your spouse. It rekindles the exhilaration of what's possible when you're vulnerable with each other. 17. Experiment with toys or role-playing. Staleness and routine in long-term relationships are simply unappealing. Experiment with new notions in the bedroom, such as trying out toys or adopting a new character between the covers. Because you're attempting new hobbies together, changing things up helps you connect better. It also helps in increasing enjoyment. Just make sure to talk about what you're willing to attempt and what doesn't work for you ahead of time to avoid awkward moments during the act. 18. Create a sexy bucket list. This is a terrific way to daydream and imagine without feeling obligated to do all of the tasks. It's a secure space for people to discuss their experiences. Make the decision that just because you put things on your list doesn't mean they have to happen. 19. Consider maintenance sex. While a whirlwind meeting is definitely more, hot, being deliberate about your sex life can have a significant impact. Scheduling maintenance sex holds you accountable for being there for your spouse, lessens the stress of incompatible sex urges, and eliminates the possibility of being too busy to remember to get busy because you've already scheduled it. Furthermore, simply knowing when it will occur increases anticipation and excitement. 20. Seek professional help if needed. If you're unhappy with your sex life, you're not alone. Many people struggle with sex because we were raised in a culture that taught us that managing a budget was more essential than having harmonious sexual relationships. If you and your spouse have attempted to talk about your problems and it hasn't helped, or if you're having difficulty having the conversation at all, you might want to seek professional counseling. Having sex troubles is natural. Ignoring the problem is a choice. Most sex problems are resolved with meaningful adult sex education delivered by a sexologist, sex counselor, or coach. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue to provide you with valuable content like this. See you next time.